Your dog let you pet them this morning. You reached down, ran your hand along their back, and they stood there. They did not pull away. They did not bite. They just stood there. And you walked away thinking everything was fine. It was not fine. There is a difference between a dog that enjoys your touch and a dog that endures it. Between a dog that trusts your hands and a dog that has simply learned to tolerate them. Most owners never find out which one they have. Not because the signs are not there. Because the signs look so much like normal dog behavior that almost nobody knows what they are actually seeing. There are 7 of them. And by the time we get to number 1, you will understand something about your dog that most owners go their entire lives without realizing. Welcome to PAW'S Mind. If you are new here, subscribe right now because this channel goes deeper into what your dog is actually thinking and feeling than anything else you will find. Let's get into it. Today we are going through 7 signs that your dog does not fully trust your hands. Some of these are obvious once you know what to look for. Others are so small and so fast that they disappear before most owners register them. Number 1 is the sign that changes everything. It is the one that will make you think back through every petting session you have ever had with your dog and see them completely differently. We are working down to it. Stay with me. Sign 7. They move their head away from your hand as you reach toward them. This one happens so quickly that most owners do not even register it as a response. You reach toward your dog, and their head makes a small, almost invisible shift. Not dramatic, not a flinch, just a quarter turn, an inch of distance, a micro-movement that is over before you consciously noticed it began. Most people see this and think their dog is simply distracted, looking at something else, not paying attention. They keep reaching, their hand lands, the dog accepts the touch, and the moment is filed away as a normal interaction. Here is what actually happened. Your dog saw your hand coming and moved away from it. Animal behaviorists classify this response as a displacement avoidance signal. It is one of the earliest and most consistent indicators that a dog is not comfortable with incoming physical contact from a specific direction or a specific person. The movement is small because the dog is not trying to escalate. They are trying to create just enough distance to feel safe without triggering a confrontation. Research into canine stress responses during human interactions has documented this micro-avoidance behavior occurring in dogs that outwardly appear relaxed and compliant. The body allows the touch. The head already tried to leave. Watch your dog the next time you reach toward their face or the top of their head. Not at their body, their head. A dog that trusts your hands will move toward your hand or stay perfectly still with a soft face. A dog that does not fully trust them will give you that small, subtle turn before the touch lands. That turn is not nothing. That turn is a question. And the question is, does this have to happen? But the head turn is the most visible version of what is happening. The next sign is smaller. And in some ways, it matters more. Sign 6. Their body stiffens for a fraction of a second when you touch them. Not every time. Not dramatically. Just a brief, almost imperceptible tightening the moment your hand makes contact. A microsecond where everything in their body holds before they relax again into the touch. Most owners feel this and think nothing of it. Or they notice it and decide the dog was just startled. Easily explained away. Completely dismissed. Here is what that freeze actually is. When a dog's nervous system registers incoming contact from a source it does not fully feel safe with, the body enters a momentary threat assessment state. Every muscle tightens simultaneously. Breathing pauses. The dog is running a rapid calculation. Is this safe or is this not? Only after that calculation resolves do the muscles release and the dog settles back into the touch. In a dog that completely trusts your hands, this calculation does not happen. The contact registers as safe before it even lands. The muscles stay soft. There is no pause. There is no freeze. A study examining physiological stress markers in dogs during petting interactions found that brief muscle tension responses occurred significantly more often in dogs with lower trust scores toward specific handlers, even when those dogs showed no overt behavioral signs of discomfort. The freeze was happening underneath behavior the owners read as calm acceptance. You have probably felt this in your own dog. That 1 second hold. You registered it somewhere without quite naming it and then moved on. Start naming it. Because that 1 second hold is your dog's nervous system telling you something their behavior is not allowed to say out loud. Stay with me, because the next sign is the one most owners actively misread as a sign of love. Sign 5. They lick you excessively during or immediately after you pet them. Licking means love. Every dog owner knows this. It is one of the first things people learn about dogs and one of the things that gets repeated the most. Your dog licks you because they love you, because they want to be close to you, because you are their person. Sometimes that is true. But here is what nobody tells you. In canine behavioral science, licking during or directly after physical contact from another individual is also a documented appeasement behavior. It is one of the tools dogs use to manage social tension and signal that they are not a threat. The lick is not always an expression of affection. Sometimes the lick is a request. It is the dog saying, in the clearest way they have available without escalating, please let this be okay between us. Animal behaviorists refer to this as a calming signal. The dog is attempting to soothe themselves and to communicate non-threat to the person touching them at the same time. It is a behavior rooted in early pack dynamics where subordinate animals would lick around the mouth of more dominant individuals to defuse tension and avoid conflict. The key difference between an affectionate lick and an appeasement lick is context and timing. Affectionate licking tends to happen spontaneously, at calm moments, directed at your face or hands when nothing else is happening. Appeasement licking happens specifically during touch, or the moment touch ends, with a quality that feels almost compulsive. Relentless, like the dog cannot stop until something inside them settles. If your dog licks you insistently every time you pet them, especially around the face and hands, run the difference through your mind. Is this dog reaching for connection? Or is this dog trying to manage the moment? The answer will tell you something important. And before we continue, I want to remind you of what is waiting at number 1. It is the sign that connects every single thing on this list into one sentence. One sentence that will change every interaction you have with your dog from today forward. We are getting there. Keep watching. Sign 4. They whale eye you without turning their head toward you. Most owners have heard the term whale eye and vaguely know it means stress. But almost no one understands when it matters most. This is when it matters most. Whale eye is the visible white at the outer edge of a dog's eye that appears when they are watching something they feel uncertain about without fully turning their face toward it. The head stays still or stays slightly turned away. The eyes slide sideways in the socket. The whites show. The reason this specific combination is significant is because of what it communicates about conflict. The dog wants to watch your hand. They need to track where it is going. But turning fully toward you and making direct eye contact would signal engagement, confidence, willingness to interact. They do not feel willing. So they watch without turning. They track without committing. They monitor the threat without acknowledging that they are monitoring it. Research in canine body language has consistently identified whale eye as one of the most reliable pre-stress escalation signals available to human observers. It appears before growling, before snapping, before any of the behaviors that owners recognize as warning signs. It is the warning sign before the warning signs. In the context of your hand specifically, whale eye during petting means your dog is watching what your hand is doing in the way a dog watches something they are not sure about. Not with curiosity, with monitoring. If you have ever reached toward your dog and caught that sideways wide-eyed glance before their face softened and they accepted the touch, that was not nothing. That was your dog deciding in real time whether to hold still or not. They held still. That does not mean they were comfortable. It means they decided to let it happen anyway. Sign 3. Sign 3. They consistently choose to sit or lie just beyond your comfortable reaching distance. This one is the most behavioral of all the signs and the easiest to test right now in your own home. Think about where your dog positions themselves when you are both relaxed in the same room. Are they pressed against your leg, across your feet, or are they just far enough away that you would have to lean significantly or stand up to touch them? Now think about how often they initiate contact versus how often you initiate it. A dog that trusts your hands will place themselves within easy reach not because they always want to be touched, but because proximity to you does not come with the anticipation of unwanted contact. They are not calculating distance. They are not managing access. They simply exist near you. A dog that has a complicated relationship with your hands will often position themselves at what behavioral researchers call the interaction threshold distance. Close enough to maintain social connection with you. Far enough that contact requires a deliberate decision on your part rather than casual incidental touch. This is not the dog being cold or distant. This is the dog being strategic in a way that costs them. They want to be near you. The distance is the compromise between that want and the low-grade wariness about what happens when you reach. Watch the pattern over the next few days. Not one instance. The pattern. Where does your dog go when they want to be near you? Is the distance always just beyond casual reach? That is not coincidence. That is your dog managing how often your hands land on them. But that behavior is a choice they make with their whole body. The next sign is something they cannot control at all. And that makes it the most honest sign on this list. Sign 2. They yawn, lip lick, or look away specifically when your hand approaches. Not during general play or rest. Yawning in dogs. Lip licking in dogs. Looking away from a direct gaze. These are all things dogs do constantly throughout the day for entirely innocent reasons. Tired. Smelled something. Bored for a moment. Every owner has seen all of them and correctly read them as nothing most of the time. The critical detail that transforms these behaviors into a significant sign is specificity of trigger. When a yawn, a lip lick, or a look away happens in response to your hand approaching specifically, you are not watching a tired dog or a distracted dog. You are watching a dog deploying calming signals. Calming signals are a communication system identified and documented extensively in canine behavioral science. They are behaviors dogs use to reduce social tension, signal non-threat, and attempt to de-escalate situations they find uncomfortable. Turid Rugas, whose research on canine communication behavior is among the most cited in the field, documented that these signals appear consistently in dogs experiencing mild to moderate social stress, and are specifically directed at the source of that stress. The source, in the context you are testing, is your hand. The timing is everything. You reach. They yawn. You reach. They lick their lips. You reach. They look suddenly at a point past your shoulder as though something just happened over there. These are not coincidences happening to cluster around the moment of contact. These are responses. They are answers to a question your hand is asking. And the answer is, I am trying to stay calm right now. I am trying to make this okay. Please notice that I am trying. Most owners never notice. And so the dog keeps trying with every approach, every session, every hand that reaches before the dog is ready. Which brings us to the sign I have been building toward. The one that changes what every petting session has meant. Sign 1. They never come to your hand. They always wait for your hand to come to them. Sit with this one for a moment before reading further. Think back through every time you have petted your dog today, this week, this year. Who initiated it? A dog that fully trusts your hands does not just tolerate being touched. They seek it. They push their head into your palm. They back into your legs and look up at you. They take the side of their muzzle and press it into your closed hand and hold it there. They find your hand in the dark with their nose because they wanted to feel it. A dog that has learned to accept your touch without fully trusting it does something different. They wait. They allow. They receive. They do not come looking for it. This distinction is the thing that most owners never name, but some part of them has always felt. There is a difference in the quality of a dog that leans into you and a dog that holds still for you. You have felt it. You just did not have the words for it. Here is what creates that difference. Trust in physical contact is built through thousands of small moments where the dog's signals were read and respected. Every time a dog turned their head and the hand paused. Every time a dog's body stiffened and the touch stopped. Every time a dog licked or yawned or looked away and the person noticed and adjusted. Each of those moments taught the dog the same thing: your signals matter here. Your body has a voice. You are allowed to say when this is enough. A dog who has received that message over and over does not stay at a distance. They come to you, because your hand is the thing that listens. Because being touched by you is something they choose rather than something that happens to them. Research into canine attachment and physical contact has found that dogs who show voluntary contact-seeking behavior toward a specific handler score significantly higher on measures of secure attachment and significantly lower on stress indicators during touch interactions. The dog that comes looking for your hand is a fundamentally different dog, physiologically and emotionally, from the dog that tolerates your hand finding them. And here is the part that matters most. Every dog on this list, every dog showing sign 7 through sign 2, is not a dog that dislikes you. They are not a dog that will never get there. They are a dog that has not yet received enough proof that your hands are safe. That proof is not complicated. It is the 3-second consent test. Pet for 3 seconds. Stop. Move your hand away. Wait. If they push toward you, continue. If they stay still or shift away, the session is over, and you end it before they have to ask again. It is the approach from the side, not from above. It is the hand offered low with fingers relaxed, letting them come to it instead of reaching into them. It is the moment you feel a body tighten and you stop before they have to escalate. It is every small signal noticed, every early exit respected, every reach paused until they lean in. So the next time your dog stands perfectly still while you pet them and you think the interaction is going well, ask yourself the real question. Are they enjoying this, or are they waiting for it to be over? Because that answer, that real answer, is the difference between a dog that tolerates you and a dog that chooses you. And every dog deserves to choose. If this changed the way you see the moments between you and your dog, you are already the kind of owner who can change what those moments mean. Share this with someone whose dog deserves to be understood. Subscribe to PAW'S Mind. We go deep on dog behavior every single week. The things happening inside your dog that most owners never learn to read. And before you go, if your dog follows you from room to room throughout the day, even when nothing is happening and there is nowhere to go, there is a reason that goes deeper than companionship. That video is next. Take care of them. Every signal is a sentence. And now you know how to read it.